Hello guys, this is the solution of your homework. First, exercise 11a, write the following numbers in their simplest form. Okay, so for this one, I will separate the 36 and 81 with the negative 1. So you'll have square root of 36 over 81 times square root of negative 1. And if you calculate this, you will have 6 over 9 as the result, and this one is I. That means the final result is, or you can simplify the 6 and 9, divide by 3, so you'll have 2 over 3i. There you go. Next is question 2. For question 2, I will calculate this one first. So I square root of 2 times I square root of 2 times I square root of 2. Okay, so square root of 2 times square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2 square root of 2. And then this I will become negative 1 I square, so this one will become plus, and then we still have 1i right there, so the final result is 9i plus 2 square root of 2i, or you can rewrite it like this, 2 square root of 2 and then I. Next is 3. Solve this one. So let's use algebra. You'll have 12x squared equals to negative 3, and then x squared equals to negative 3 divided by 12. So x equals to plus minus square root of negative 3 over 12, which is plus minus square root of 3 over 12 times square root of negative 1. And that also means plus minus 1 over 2i. So the final result is positive half I and negative half I. Next, we'll go to the exercise 11b. We have z1 and z2. The question wants you to find z1 plus z2 star, conjugate of z2, and then conjugate z1. Let's prepare the conjugate first. So the conjugate of the z1 equals to 5 plus 3i. The conjugate for z2 is 1 minus 2i. Okay, now we are ready to calculate. So question A wants you to calculate z1. z1 is 5 minus 3i plus z2 prime. z2 prime is 1 minus 2i. Just add them, like 5 plus 1 equals to 6, and then negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5, negative 5i. And then for the B, we have z1 prime, z1 star minus z2. The z2 is 1 plus 2i, and then for this one we have to multiply the negative first, so you'll have negative 1 and minus 2i, and then the final result is 4 plus I. And then next is C. For C we have multiplication. That means we have to rewrite it first like this, times it with z2 1 plus 2i. Okay, let's multiply this. The first one is 5, and then this one is plus 10i, this one is negative 3i, the last one is negative 6i squared. And then we can simplify it like this. The I square will become negative 1, so this one is negative 6 times negative 1 for the I square. That means we have 6 for this one. 6 plus 5 equals to 11 plus 7i. And then D, we have z1 over z2. Wait, for the D we have z1, which is 5 minus 3i over z2. z2 is 1 plus 2i. Okay, because we have over I at the bottom part, that means we have to rationalize this like this, 1 minus 2i, and then we multiply. This one become 5, and then this one will become negative 10i. This one is negative 3i, and the last one is positive 6i squared over, for the bottom part, 1. You don't have to multiply all of them for the bottom part, you only have to multiply this and this one, negative 4i squared, because the middle part will be eliminated later. Yeah, so for this one you can calculate this, and the result is negative 6. So 5 minus 6 equals to negative 1, and then for this one is negative 13i. Okay, let's leave it like that. and then for the bottom part, this one will become negative 4, since I square is negative 1. Negative 4 with negative become plus 4. 4 plus 1 equals to 5. Okay, I think this is the simplest answers. So this is the solution. Next is 11b. For 11b, we have to solve this. Usually in this chapter, we cannot use factorization. That means we have to use ABC formula. So the formula says negative b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so let's input all of the values. First, b is 4 plus minus square root of b square. B square is 16 minus 4 times 1 times 5 will become 20. So this one is minus 20 over 2 times 8, 2 times 1 equals to 2. And then after this, negative 4 plus minus square root of negative 4 over 2. And then I will separate the negative 4 like this. Negative 4 plus minus square root of 4 times square root of negative 1 over 2. And then after that, negative 4 plus minus square root of 4 equals to 2. Square root of negative 1 become I over 2. We can divide them all by 2, so you have negative 2 plus minus I. So the solution is negative 2 plus I and negative 2 minus I. Next is question 3. For question 3, we have to compare the complex numbers because it has equal to something else. That means we have to compare the real part, this one, and the imaginary part, that one. Okay, let's rewrite it. So you have x plus 2y equals to 1, and you have 3x minus y equals to 10. I can make this into x equals to 1 minus 2y, and then I will input it right there. 3 times 1 minus 2y minus y equals to 10. So 3 minus 6y minus y equals to 10. I will move the 3. Simplify this. 7. So y equals to negative 1. And then I will insert it to the x one more time. Like this. So you have 3 as the final result. So x equals to 3 and y equals to negative 1. Next is for A. For question 4a, we have to multiply. Just multiply. What is this? Right? Yeah, just multiply. So equals to 2. This one is negative I. This one is plus 6i. This one is negative 3i squared. The negative 3i squared will become positive 3 since I squared equals to negative 1. That means negative 3 times negative 1 equals to 3. So this one become 3. 3 plus 2 equals to 5. Okay, this one is 5 and then this one is plus 5a. There we go. This is the final result. The next is C. For C, we have to square. To square a complex numbers, you only have to rewrite it like this, and then you multiply it one by one. 7 times 7 equals to 49. This times this equals to negative 21i. This one is negative 21i, and the last one is positive 9i squared. Since the I square equals to negative 1, that means this one will become negative 9. 49 minus 9 equals to 40. And then this one is negative 42i. This is the answer for question 4c. The next is 4d. For question 4d, is to the power of 4. So I will calculate this one first. 3 minus I, 3 minus I. You write it down like that. And then I will multiply this. So you have 9. And then minus 3i plus I square. Since I square equals to negative 1, that means 9 minus 1 equals to 8 minus 6i. Okay, because the other part also the same, that means I can write this down as the 8 minus 6i also. Okay, and then we multiply it one more time. So 8 times 8 equals to 64. This one is minus 48i. That one is minus 48i. And the last one is positive 36i squared. Since I squared equals to negative 1, so this one will become negative 36. That means 64 minus 36 equals to 28 minus 96i. That's it. Next is E. For question for E, we have to times it with the conjugate 3 minus A over 3 minus I, and then the top part will be 7 times 3 equals to 51, and then minus 17I minus 3I, and then plus I squared, over, for the bottom part you multiply it like this, 9, and then this one negative I squared. For the bottom part it will be always like that, yeah. And then for this one 51, since this one is negative 1, that means 51 minus 1 equals to 50, and then negative 20I divided by this one is negative 1, negative times negative become positive, so the bottom part will be 10. Then we divide them all by 10, so you have 5 minus 2I. Next is this one. For this one, we also have to rationalize it like this, 5 minus I over 5 minus I. But I want to expand the 3 minus 2I square first. So 3 minus 2I times 3 minus 2I equals to 9, minus 6I minus 6I, positive 4I square. Since I square equals to negative 1, that means this one will become negative 4. 9 minus 4 equals to 5, and then negative 12I. Okay, like this, and then we have to multiply it with 5 minus I over 5 plus I times 5 minus I. Okay, good. Next is this one, 25. This one is negative 5I. Next is negative 60I. And the last one is positive 12I squared over, and then this one is 25 minus I squared. This one will become negative 12, so 25 minus 12 is 13, minus 65I over, this one is 25 plus 1, yeah, so 26. I think we cannot simplify this. Oh, we can divide them all by 13, so 1 minus 5I over 2. So this is the final answer. Okay, next is 11C. Question 1, U equals to 5 minus 2I. We already have the U, but the question wants you to draw the conjugate also. So the conjugate of that one will be 5 plus 2I, and then the negative U means negative 5 plus 2I. Okay, so let's draw the U first. U is 5 and negative 2. 5 right there, negative 2 is right here. You pairs them up like this, so this is our U. And then U star is 5 plus 2I, will be right here. And then the last one is negative 5 plus 2I. Negative 5 plus 2I is right there, so this is negative U. There we go, that's it. That is for question 1A. Draw the points A, B, C, D form a rectangle. Write down the complex number represent the point D. Oh wait, what? Oh, this one is point A. This one is represented as A. This one is the B. This one is the C. And if you want to create a rectangle, I think you have to do it like this, right? So the coordinate of the D will be right here, and the coordinate is negative 5, negative 2. That means the complex number represented D is Z equals to negative 5 minus 2I. That's it. Next is question 3. Find the modulus and argument of each of the following complex numbers. Okay, so for the modulus and argument, you have to find the modulus first. Modulus is square root of x squared plus y squared. That means square root of negative 12 squared plus 5 squared. So you will have 13 for the modulus. Next is the argument. For the argument, you have to find the basic angle first using tan inverse. Tan inverse y over x. The formula is y over x. So tangent inverse y is 5, x equals to 12. That means, wait, let me calculate it first. It's 0.395. Okay, it should be in radian ya, so set up your calculator in radian. Next is to draw the complex numbers. The complex numbers is negative 12 plus 5. That means it will be right there. And the one that we already have is this one, 0.395. It will be always from the x-axis, not x actually, it's real z, but the smallest one. Yeah, so the argument have to be this one, starting from the real z positive. Okay, so the final answer is not 0.395 but pi minus, sorry, let me write it down first. Argument z equals to pi minus 0.395. Pi minus 3.95 is 2.75 in 3SF. That's it. And then next is 5i. For the 5i, you don't have to use the formula of z and tangent. You only have to see the graph, because 5i is point lies in the imaginary axis. Yeah, so it will be right here. That means the length will be 5. That also means the modulus equals to 5, and the argument itself, starting from the positive real z, that means 90 degree. 90 degree means half pi. Argument z equals to half pi. That's it. The modulus is 5, the argument is half pi. Next is 3e. For 3e, let's find the modulus first using the formula. So z equals to square root of negative 9 square plus negative 40 square. I guess this one is 41 if I'm not mistaken. Let's hope that I'm correct. And then the argument is tan inverse of y over x. Remember, do not put the negative sign. So you have 40 over 9, and then tan inverse 40 over 9 is 1.35. So this is the basic angle. And then don't forget to draw the graph. The complex number is right here. That means the 1.35 is this one, the smallest one, and the argument will be this one. That means the argument of z is pi minus 1.35, but in the clockwise direction, that means negative, equals to negative pi minus 1.35 equals to negative 1.79. Okay, so every time you want to find the argument, you have to draw the complex numbers first. And then next is question 4. For question 4, I ask you to choose one of the complex numbers. For this one, I will choose the a. So the complex number of a is negative 1 plus 3i. Okay, and then I will rewrite this in the modulus argument form. Okay, so first I will find the modulus. The modulus will be like this, negative 1 square plus 3 square. So the modulus part will be 10. And then for the argument, use tan inverse. So tan inverse of imaginary over real. Remember, do not put the negative value and the negative sign. So the basic angle is 1.25 in 3 significant figures. And then after this, let's take a look at the location of the A. The location of the A is in the second quadrant. That means the one that we already got is this one, 1.25, but the argument is this one. So it's pi minus 1.25. That means the argument of CA equals to pi minus 1.25 which is 1.89. Okay, that's it. Okay, next is question 5. For question 5, when you have modulus argument form, this one is easy because the question wants you to convert it into Cartesian form. Yeah, so actually you only have to calculate this and this. So cos pi over 3. Wait, cos pi over 3 is half. So 3 times cos pi over 3 equals to half, plus I sine pi over 3 is square root of 3 over 2i. And then you multiply this, you have 3 over 2 plus 3 square root of 3 over 2i. There you go, this is the Cartesian form. Next is 5D. For this one, we have to use the formula x equals to r cos theta. That means the r is 3, the theta is negative pi over 4 ya, negative pi over 4. Okay, and then we only have to calculate it like this: 3 times cos negative pi over 4 for the value of x, and then for the y is 3 times sine negative pi over 4. Okay, let's calculate this. For this one, you'll have 3 square root of 2 over 2, and for this one is negative 3 square root of 2 over 2. It means in Cartesian form the z will be 3 square root of 2 over 2 for the x, then minus 3 square root of 2 over 2 I for the y. Okay, next is 7. For question 7, maybe you will need this form. It's r times e to the power of theta I. Okay, so the one in front of the e is r, the one above the e is theta I. Okay, so for the w, the the r equals to 5. This one is the r, this one is the theta. It means we can rewrite it directly like this: 5 times e to the power of pi over 6i. That's it. And then for the b, because the z is not good enough to find the modulus and argument, it means we have to simplify this one first by rationalizing it. So 5 plus 2i, 5 plus 2i, and then we will multiply it. This times this equals to 15, this times this equals to plus 6i, and then negative 35i, and then negative 14i square divided by, for the bottom part, it will be 25 minus 4i square. Okay, let's calculate this. This one will become positive 14, and then 29. This one is negative 29i divided by, this one will become positive 4. It's 29. So all of them can be divided by 29. It means you will have 1 minus I. Okay, this is the z for question B. Write down in exponential. That means you have to find the argument. The argument of z equals to square root of x square plus y square. That means 1 square plus negative 1 square equals to square root of 2. And then for the argument, tan inverse y over x, the y equals to 1, the x equals to 1. So it's 45 degree, which is pi over 4. But this is the basic angle. Let's draw the argand diagram. 1, negative 1 will be right here, and the vector will be like this. That means the one that we got is pi over 4 right here, but because we use clockwise direction, that means the argument of z will be negative. The argument of z equals to negative pi over 4. Okay, so and then next is to find to write down in the exponential form. Exponential form said r e theta I. That means choose the r, square root of 2. This one's the r, this one's the argument. E to the power of, argument is negative 4 over 4, negative pi over 4, I. So this is the exponential form of the second z. Next, you have to divide z and w. Find simplify. The question didn't tells you in which form. That means I will use the exponential form. Z is the second one. Oh, actually the first one is not Z, yeah. The first one is W. Oh, this one is W. Okay, so Z divided by W. Z is this one, square root of 2e negative 4 of pi over 4i. This is Z divided by W. Divided by W is 5e pi over 6i. Okay, let's divide this. So we cannot divide the square root of 2 with the 5, so we just leave it like that. For the powers, we can minus pi over 4. Let me calculate it. Pi over 4 minus negative pi over 4. Negative pi over 4 minus pi over 6. Okay, so the result is negative 5 over 12 pi. Okay, because it's still below negative pi, that means this one is acceptable. If you got after you operate it and then suddenly you got more than negative pi or more than pi, that means you have to minus it or plus it with the pi, so the condition will be fulfilled. Yeah, so be careful with the argument. Okay guys, that is the homework, the solution of the homework. I hope that you can understand it well. If you cannot, just ask me in the class later. See you guys, bye bye.